Let's see.
Jason, people ask
Yeah.
me all the time, Andrew, you're not just a podcaster. I know that's not them asking me something. That's them telling me something. But they tell me, Andrew, you're not just a podcaster.
Right.
Then they proceed to ask me, Andrew,
Yeah.
what are some homemaking tips? And I do my shopping at Trader Joe's as of yesterday because, I got some good deals, got some crumpets, got some quesadillas, got some, what's it called?
Sorry,
Gimbap.
Which one? Which one's the crumpet?
A crumpet is like it's like a mix between an
an
English muffin and a pancake. So it's like you toast them, but they're made from a batter, so they're a lot spongier. They're really good with jam.
Got it. And how do those compare to a scone?
A scone is very dry.
A scone's kind of like an English.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like
it's more of like a. This biscuit. Is like
yeah. Scone is like a biscuit. This is like an English muffin, but much more spongy. But we're not talking about crumpets. We're talking about a thing I've noticed about Trader Joe's with the gimbap and other products.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Do you notice how they used to have racist names for some things and now they don't? Like they used to change Joe's name to an Asian name. And now they quietly stopped doing that with little fanfare, and they've like scrubbed it from history.
Like it never happened.
It never happened.
Like right. Like you could get what is it? Like I'm not gonna do like completely.
No, do it. Go ahead. No, Jason, we want to hear it.
But I remember you could
How about
get,
this?
Like,
I'll play this
chicken.
game. I'll shout out the ethnicity, and you'll shout out the name of the Trader Joe's line it should be.
You're right. Sure.
Let's start with a white one.
Why not? Let's see where this
German.
Goes. Yeah.
That one.
Heinrich Joseph.
All right, so I think that one should be. Actually, this one makes more sense for Austrian. You know what it should be if it's Austrian?
Oh, I can't wait.
Trade-off Joe's.
That is
right.
Good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so,
really
like
good.
for the Vienna sausages, I'm Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't eat like canned Vienna sausages because I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't think anyone younger than my grandfather has ever eaten those. Have you ever eaten canned Vienna sausages? You look like someone who eats a lot of. You look like a man who's 30% canned Vienna sausage, in the nicest way possible.
I've had them. I don't eat them.
What do they taste like? Wait, what'd you do with them if you didn't eat them? You fucked them? Is that what you mean? I had them. You don't eat them. Did you fuck them?
No, what I did is I scraped out all of the gelatin that's in there, and I would just put that in a jar until I had a full jar of Vienna sausage gelatin, and then I would just eat that.
I thought you were going to say you'd use that to sculpt a woman that you would make love to, but because that's still kind of eating it.
Doesn't have the,
still eating it. You're still eating it.
It doesn't have that sort of structural integrity.
Well. Neither do most relationships.
It's not for lack of trying. That's right.
Jason. Yeah, Trade-Off Joe's is good. As a Jewish man, I would buy Trade-Off Joe's Vienna sausages, and I don't even eat Vienna sausages. I just think that shit was funny. I think they need a new racist name writer, and I think I've just proved my worth.
You're going to step
up.
I'm
going to start with Trade-Off Joe's. I'm going to test the waters. Do you think that one's like a relatively inoffensive one to test the waters with, or do you think that might be a little too heavy?
I think you could probably pull off a Trade-Off Joe's.
You can pull off Trade-Off Joe's?
Right. I don't know where you would go from there, though, that you could still sort of toe the line.
Gradually start renaming other Central European goods Trade-Off Joe's and see when customers notice. So they'll go with like the Polish sausages.
And then the baguettes. The French baguettes. Like, wait a minute.
Set all the British baked goods on fire.
Yeah, the British it's just rubble.
Man, R.I.P. the crumpets.
It's just I was gonna say it's just like hunks of
That'd be so sad for me because I love the crumpets, and I'd have to do it as a marketing stunt. But
the first album was good. I wasn't as much into the.
What did the crumpets sing again?
The crumpets, "God Save the King," Anarchy in Newcastle.
Keeping it local.
That's right.
You know what's kind of funny about the song Anarchy in the UK, if you think about it? Isn't this...
What's that?
It wouldn't be the UK anymore, because K stands for kingdom. So you gotta be like... He should have said anarchy in, the territory currently known as the UK, and we'll call it something else later. Also, he's like a Trump guy now.
UK anymore? I don't
Johnny
know.
Rotten.
Yeah.
He sucks. We should have him on the pod.
Yeah. You think we could?
Yeah.
What do you think he's up to?
Probably...
I don't hear much from those guys.
You don't hear much from those guys. Sid Vicious has been real quiet for a while.
You're right. Someone needs to check.
He was loud for like a night, and then he was really quiet.
Then that was it. Got super quiet. No, but like I feel like the Who, you kind of hear, they're
the
still
Who. The Who is the boomer band I truly do not understand or see the appeal of, other than maybe Behind Blue Eyes. I don't.
Yeah.
I skip Baba O'Reilly every time.
Yeah.
They're
all right. Yeah, I don't know.
There are better stories than a deaf and blind kid gets good at pinball, and then think what does he start a cult?
Right. I believe so. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they had the balls to put together a rock opera, right?
So did
That's Brick in the Rose.
Pink Floyd. No, that's Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd made a good rock opera.
No. Pink Floyd made
The Wall. Oh, I thought you were saying Brick in the Wall.
That's what you're thinking of. No. Brick in the Rose. I think
Brick in the Rose.
I think it's a musical based on Tommy.
You know what,
man? I don't fucking know.
You know what? We're not here to talk about. Oh, my dog is digging something up. It's probably a treat back there. We're not here to talk about
probably a corpse.
Whatever my dog is digging up, treat, corpse, or the long lost Who rock opera Tommy. We're not here to talk about that rock opera itself. You know what we're here to do, Jason?
Talk about other rock operas.
We are here to bring you, I guess in a sense we are talking about another rock opera. Mm-hmm. Because what is life but a rock opera?
Yeah.
And who are we but the singers on the stage? From the mailman to the lonely man with AIDS.
Nice. You made it political even.
That's definitely rock opera. Yeah. I'm Andrew Michaels. I'm Andrew Michaels, man of the people. Somebody, Jason.
Yeah.
Guess how many panic attacks I've had in my life? None.
Holy shit.
None. Okay. Never.
All right.
Never had one.
Thanks for letting me off.
Never will.
Thanks for letting me off the hook.
I'm an alpha. Yeah. I'm an alpha male.
That's right.
And I am the alpha male voice of this show, joined as always by my co-host. Now, you know him as my fellow podcaster, co-host of this podcast, a regular funny man, always delivering his knee slappers with a little sideways glance at a groan at my antics.
That's right.
But you might not also know that Jason Strong is also racist against the Swedish.
That's right. Horribly so.
Hate him.
Yeah.
They should stick to their candied fishmonging.
That's right. I won't drive a Volvo. Is that Swedish?
I think a Volvo's Swedish. My dad drives a Volvo.
He's well, fuck that guy.
No, he's listening to this podcast in a Volvo.
My least favorite Muppet is the Swedish Chef.
Whoa.
Because it's not because it's not nearly enough of a racist caricature. It doesn't go nearly far enough.
He should be cooking human flesh.
That's right. Just like they do. Just like the Swedes do.
That's what they're famous for. Human flesh, candied fish, and bad furniture.
And those, I think it's Sweden. Kind of surprisingly riveting crime shows.
I think so. Yeah.
Isn't that some of those out of Sweden? Some pretty good like serial killer mysteries and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think enough people lived there that they could support serial killers,
Yeah, like
but
how many? Like I'd be, you can't get that big. That you can't get your numbers up. That's all I'm trying to say.
that's right. We have to drive like 75 kilometers to get to like
No, except you have to.
the
Except
next
no, but it's
victim.
Europe,
Yeah,
so you have to take a bicycle or a train. The two forms of
no, you're right.
transportation under communism: bikes and trains.
Yes, famous communist, the Sweden.
Communist Sweden.
That's right. It's a pretty good name for a band. I'm gonna write that down. All right.
Well, Jason,
No, we did it. Yeah, we kind of limped our way into
we
the
came
intro.
up with an
Good
intro.
job.
Some weeks the
We did
intros
this right
flow
now.
out of us. Some weeks, for whatever reason, I'm a bit thrown at the start of the
Right.
show. Who's to say why?
Mhm.
And
Right.
it's harder to get there.
It's like giving
But
birth.
you know what we do?
Like giving comedy birth.
It's like giving
Yeah,
birth.
oh, yeah,
It's
I'm sorry.
harder.
Yeah,
You know
we
what? You know what they say? I'm actually maybe this is a hot take. Let me know if this takes offensive to women. People say being a mom is the hardest job in the world, and you said this is like giving birth. So in a way, what we do is harder than being a mom because we have a new baby every single week.
Yeah.
And we don't need to worry about the other babies either, like as much as in theory you do with your normal kids. But like, what's to stop you? What's to stop more women from going out for cigarettes and never coming back? You hear about men doing this all the time, right? And I think, and I guess it's kind of two takes. Number one, what we do is harder than being a mom. I think you agree with that because we give birth every week. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And number two,
that's right.
We need more women to abandon their families. We need to break this glass ceiling.
That's right. What now that smoking's like on the decline, it's kind of on the outs,
because of Miami
not popular
geek bars.
That's right. What do people go out for now? To disappear into the night.
You think somebody is abandoning their kids, being like, "I'm just going out for another Miami Mint geek bar. I'll be right back."
I got to get another tin of Zen. I'll see you.
I think more people probably just like leave. I feel like it probably people just like are like, just don't go. But you could just knock them back from work.
I'm out. That's right. That's true. There's plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah. Did we say weird, wacky, and wild yet? The news of the week.
Yeah, we do bring you the weird, wacky, and wild news of the week.
Okay.
We introduced ourselves. I'm the coolest.
He's Andrew Michaels. I'm Jason Strong. Something about
Swedish people.
Something insulting.
Yeah.
That my good friend can oddly come up with, like, very quickly on the spot, can come up with some disparaging comment or comparison about me. That's right. No thought, no problem. It's just like it's ready to go.
But I can also come up with a nice comment about you as well right now.
Okay.
Nice tits.
Nice. Thanks. I'm glad you noticed.
Very perky today.
I've been sitting here in this halter top.
Yeah, man.
It was getting chilly. I didn't know.
Sleeveless leather vest.
That's right.
I guess all vests are sleeveless.
Yeah. Well, I'm losing my job at Hooters. I don't know if you.
Is Hooters closing?
They're closed them all down. Yeah.
Every Hooters is closing?
I don't fucking know. I couldn't tell you the last time I've been in a Hooters.
So, Jason, this is a good business opportunity.
Okay.
Hooters is closing, which leaves a suspicious market gap.
It's a gap in the market
for Hooters. So we just take the same menu, decor, marketing, uniforms as Hooters and open that. And just don't do the part where they lost money and went out of business. Like, we do it up until the part where they made money, and then we keep doing the make money part, and we don't do, like, what do you think of the business sense here?
I mean, it seems pretty sound. It's kind of surprising that the current management opted to go the other route where they did lose money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
when all they had to do was keep
you just have to make more money. You know what my criticism of Hooters is? I've never been to a Hooters because I'm 30.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, so it's your problem. Like, you're the one that did this.
I don't want to be horny and eat a food coated in hot sauce at the same time.
I feel like horny is a stretch. I mean, I've been to Hooters, I don't know, a handful of times. Like when I was younger and it was sort of novel. I don't know if like horny is the right word. All right.
But here's the other part of it too is like this is going to sound a little creepy, but I'm just going to say it.
Let it go. Yeah.
A normal hot bartender or hot barista, maybe this is a generational thing. But like that, you know, especially if you'll have like a normal conversation or whatever, and if you're not like a weird creep, as opposed to a Hooters where you're just going in to be a weird creep.
Right. No, I agree. It's definitely a different throwback to a different set of values, I'll say.
Yeah. And this podcast about values. We're about values.
We're about Hooters values.
So Hooters values. So I think we do need to restore it.
Right.
I don't know. We should add some new menu items too.
I don't know that I could tell you. I mean, other than chicken wings, of course. What was on their menu? I'm gonna assume a burger,
beef
some kind of burger,
Dom,
right?
Let me see what else. Tagliatelle.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Octopus foie gras.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's the cruelest food imaginable because it's the cruelest way to get food from the most intelligent species possible.
Right, and I don't believe that an octopus naturally has a liver.
Oh, we made one.
So you have to shove the liver in first.
Oh my god!
and then intubate him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What were we talking about? We were talking about Hooters while we were doing that?
Yeah.
I forget now.
Here's a joke.
Oh, that's right. Maybe the restaurant I did. Yeah,
here's
please.
A joke. What do you? Speaking of our new menu at Hooters, what do you? This is gonna be a really good joke. And again, now this all we're doing clean comedy now. I haven't cussed once on this episode. I don't think, have I? Trade-off Joe is not a cuss.
No.
Legally, you can say it.
No, I don't think I've.
On the radio. In the street, on the subway.
You wouldn't get bleeped.
You can call whoever you want Trade-off Joe on the subway, and I encourage our listeners to do that right now.
Sure. Yeah. I just yell it out your window. Yell it at passersby. Anyway, you had a joke.
What?
Was that the joke?
No, the joke is this. The joke is this. What do you call a beef Wellington that's not very good?
Oh man,
it's a beef okayington.
Okay. That's
See, this
good.
is how you do clean
like
comedy,
that.
Jason.
You went a different way than I did. Yeah. No, that was
because I bet you were trying to make a crass
history joke, right? And Wellington beat Napoleon. Is that who?
Who beat Napoleon? You know who beat Napoleon, Jason? Napoleon's own ego and ambition.
Cancer. Yes, that's right.
Isn't it cool that you could say shit like that? And it's like, it sounds smart, but the reality is I don't know who fucking beat Napoleon. And I saw that movie. It wasn't very good. I watched a 3-hour Napoleon movie with my dad and my ex-wife, and I didn't like it very much. I liked Joaquin Phoenix's performance, and that was it.
Yeah, I'm not a big Napoleon guy.
Napoleon wasn't a big
I haven't
Napoleon
seen the movie,
guy.
but that I thought that was a kind of.
Well, he wasn't short, but he wasn't tall. He was like he was average height.
Right.
He was average height.
Right.
And yet they tried to pin it
You learn
on my
something every day.
people.
Yeah. The Italians.
The shorts. That's where I was getting at, Jason.
The shorts.
Short
I'm sorry.
men.
That's
America. I'm getting
same
taller with this
difference.
Jufro I'm growing out, but
I noticed that. Yeah, you've put on about 3 more inches.
yeah. Well,
You think?
between that and the natural male enhancement products, let's just say I've put on 2.7 inches. My dick has shrunk at the third of an inch.
Wow. No.
I tried to buy.
The
problem is, I tried to buy Extends, and I accidentally bought Instans. I didn't read the packaging, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's disappointing.
But I bought the fruit flavor, so it does taste very good. So I'm probably going to shrink it down a bit more.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. You want to do?
We should do some news because news happens every day. And what is news?
Every day.
What is news, Jason?
There's news. What, like a definition?
Yeah,
of
what's
the
a
word?
definition of the word
news? Current events, happenings, events,
right,
happenstance,
events. What is that? Events.
Events, occurrences.
What is that? Occurrences.
Things that happen at a very specific point in time.
What is that time?
It's a reflection of the universe's natural inclination to move towards entropy.
Jason, you're a fucking idiot.
Things tend to break down outside without external energy, without something being put in externally.
Jason, you're a fucking idiot. Time is an herb.
Well, it's also a magazine, right? It's still a magazine. One of the few. That's still been.
Yeah. Did you grow up in a Newsweek or a Time household, or neither because you were poor?
Neither. National Geographic. Because we were smart.
Yeah, you were smart, but you could also look at tits in it. I know in your day there were tits in National Geographic, so don't say you were smart. Right, I didn't grow up with tits in National Geographic.
No. No. National Geographic and TV Guide.
TV Guide.
But TV Guide was pretty ubiquitous.
Yeah, we had TV Guide. We had TV Guide and we had Cablevision. They had a TV Guide channel. So I don't know what, like, they had a TV Guide. You could hit a TV Guide on your remote at all times.
Yeah.
What's wild. Up with that? This is a return to our segment. What's up with that? But Jason, you should get into some stories because now we're riffing, we're rolling, we're rocking and reeling. We can bullshit all day, but we don't have all day. Don't have all day. Yeah. You know why, Jason?
Because entropy, everything's falling apart.
Everything is falling apart, but my hairline.
That's right. It's just coming back stronger than ever. I can watch it like in real time. It's creeping down your forehead.
It's growing, dude. I changed my whole hair care routine. Let's actually get into it, fellas.
Sure, why not?
Fellas,
yeah.
Find out your hair type and then look up what you do with it. I only shampoo once a week now. I only get my hair wet twice a week. The other time I just condition. Then I use a leave-in conditioner, a little bit of oil, some curl cream, and a little bit of mousse. It doesn't cost that much because I don't use that much. But look at this now. I'm growing out the fro. I'm going to look like Bob Dylan by the end of the year. And that's not a crime.
By the end of this episode.
They can't stop me.
No. You can do that. Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do, Jason.
You can do that. Wouldn't dream of it. So, how do you prevent your hair from getting wet?
You wear a shower cap.
Weather? Are you just just 24/7?
I have a shower.
Anytime you leave.
Sometimes it could rain. You put up a hood if it's raining. You use an umbrella.
I see.
It's not perfect. Listen. Sometimes moisture happens, but put up an umbrella.
You get pushed in the river. Yeah.
Exactly.
First story. This has come to us from CTV News, Edmonton. This is a little bit of an olive branch. I know, we're not political.
We are not. political in any way. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you how many states there are. Like 11?
Right. Yeah, something like that.
Is
maybe a little more.
How many Dakotas are there? Like 5 of them are Dakotas, right? It's like the 5 Dakotas, New York, New Jersey, Colorado.
Colorado's definitely
Ohio,
California.
and miscellaneous.
I feel like there has to be more because I remember
Florida.
they came out with a series of Florida. Thank you. They came out with a series of quarters featuring the states, like in the 90s. When I was younger, and I feel like it was
any time in the past is when you were younger. By the way, not just the 90s. You weren't just younger in the 90s.
Yes,
you're kind of aging perpetually.
Thank you, Jackass.
I was.
Yes, I'm aware.
That's how that. But then I signed that piece of paper from that Russian businessman, and now my Jufro's coming back like this. So
yeah, you have in the attic of your apartment. There's a painting of you that's just getting like horribly older and older.
Oh yeah.
While you keep getting younger and younger. Yeah.
You know what?
It's my literary episode, except for the part we cut out.
You know what? Was it last week where you talked about the portrait of Dorian Gray and you said portrait of Dorian Gray in reverse, and I pointed out that's just aging normally and having a painting?
I think so. I must have that on my mind that I brought it up 2 weeks ago.
I haven't read that, seen the play or whatever.
I haven't either. Yeah.
What was the other thing I was gonna say? We don't even need to go there. Oh yeah, you know what? I remember. I submitted an audition tape. I was reached out to for a short film. I can't say much about it. I probably won't even get cast because that's how acting goes. But I might be getting a call back. They saw my headshot. No, that's exciting. Me, dramatic with the Jufro. Definitely not a picture of me drunk in the Comedy Village bathroom that I photoshopped the phone out of my hand in. And they were like, and we want you to do this music video where you're going to be I think their exact words were, a little fuckable sexy boy, I think is what they said. That's not my words. It's definitely not my words.
That's their words.
It's definitely their words. It's definitely not mine. I don't think I'm going to get that because I think I'm going to go in for the callback and they'll see that I'm 5'5", and they're not going to say anything about the music video.
Now that's a shame. I would like to see it in a music video. I assumed that the music video would tell a story.
I think it would tell a story. Right? I can't even say the story. I can't say the story because that's how it goes out here.
You being a little fuckboy.
New York City, the East Coast, Hollyweird.
That's right.
Let's get into the news.
Well, what was I talking about? But anyway, here we're throwing a bone to Canada. This is a Canadian story. Right. Tensions between us are weird for some reason. It turns out people don't like it when you bully them and tell them you're going to.
And I want to sing a song that's an olive. Can I sing a song to offer an olive branch between Americans and the Canadian people? Actually,
Andrew, I think if ever there was a time that was needed, it's literally right now.
Canada, it's me, Andrew Michaels. I'm a podcaster from America. I know we're growing apart. I hope this helps. Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man, steal it. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you to say sorry. I was waiting on a different. I'm sorry, what, Jason?
I think maybe we need to cut it off because once again we'll get sued. Well, we didn't get sued, but YouTube will pull it down because of copyright.
Recognize each other anymore, sadly. But I hope that song
that's true.
Our neighbors and brothers, you know, that we love, that we sing, reminds us that we're not so different after all.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyway, CTV News, Edmonton. Written by Miriam Valdez Carletti. Headline: Albertans, second most likely in Canada to be abducted by aliens.
Oh man.
Report. Yeah, the second most likely. So good job, Alberta.
Alberta.
What do you know about Alberta?
I've heard it called the
Andrew?
Texas of Canada. It's got cattle ranching. I think they have oil, right? Oh, that's not good. I actually don't want to say that as an American.
Oh, right. Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah,
give anyone any ideas.
Don't want to give. Right, put thoughts in people's heads.
I don't think Trump listens, but I think Secretary of State Marco Rubio listens regularly.
Almost certainly.
The Roobster.
Yeah. And I think Musk probably. I think because he his AI Grok scrapes the internet daily, and then it just downloads it into his Neuralink, right?
Oh yeah.
So
that's how he has more racist thoughts every day.
That's exactly. He didn't take he doesn't have to spend the time learning. It just appears in his brain. Have you ever looked at the night sky and saw a colored light that traveled too fast for a moving plane? And again, being Canada, there's lots of extraneous U's.
Oh yeah.
In their words, which is it's endearing.
Yeah.
That's one of those little little quirks that you like to see in a friend nation. Certainly not something that we need to militarily stomp out of existence.
Yeah, and they're
the extra U's.
Yeah, they have extra U's. They they have poutine. We have disco fries. Their bagels are different, and
are they?
Yeah, their bagels are sweeter, and you're supposed to kind of pull them apart and dip them. I don't like them as much. I'm not gonna lie, but they're not as good on a sandwich. But for some people it's your thing, and sometimes it's what you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when they get circumcised, they do it on their butt. Cut off the left cheek. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, that answers a lot of questions I had. Or maybe a couple of odd shapes flashing different colored lights. You wouldn't be the only one. Thursday marks a quirky holiday known as National Alien Abduction Day. But how likely is it that it could happen to you or someone you know?
Very.
What a fun holiday. Why don't we have that?
Yeah. I don't think I don't think it could happen to me because I want it. I want it real bad.
Right. Yeah.
I want him to take me permanently and put me on a breeding farm out there. Not for the fucking. I just want to escape.
Yeah.
A little bit for the fucking too. It's kind of for the fucking.
No. Well, sure. Yeah. Albertans are the second most likely province or territory to be most likely abducted by aliens, according to data from casino.ca, which is a website.
It's betting odds. Is there an alien abduction betting market?
That's absolutely right. I'm going to click on this. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't toxic here. Let's see. Oh, man. It's casino.ca. National Alien Abduction Day, UFO hotspots across the U.S. and Canada. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look... You can't... Oh, here's some odds. Let's see. Odds of being abducted by an alien in America are approximately 1 in 1,834.
Pretty high.
Which works out to be 0.0545%.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems pretty high.
That seems kind of surprisingly high. Like, I know more people that have won the lottery than...
How many people do you know have won the lottery?
Abducted by aliens. Well, not necessarily like the big jackpot, but like my grandma won the lottery. She got, I don't know, $5,000-$10,000 like in the 80s.
That was like what, like $50 million now?
Yeah. Right. This translates to 1 in 700 Albertans reporting a sighting of an unidentified flying object, UFO,
or a UAP,
according to the
unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Yeah. According to the National UFO Reporting Center, Ontario is at the top of the list to be most likely to be abducted, with 1 in 667 sightings.
Oh wow! You know, that's a very metropolitan area. It's kind of their equivalent in the New York area, I think.
Okay. The province/territory least likely to be abducted by aliens is Newfoundland and Labrador, with one UFO sighting for every 8,962 people. Well, yeah, because I think it's very sparsely populated there,
yeah,
right?
so it's like, you know, how many groups of that many are there?
Right. And who, let's be honest, who wants to live in a territory named after dog breed?
I mean, it
right?
depends on the dog breed. You live in a state called Corgi?
No, see, I wouldn't do that. I would. Well, Pit Bull's pretty good. I'd live in a state called Pit Bull.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is a state called Pitbull. It's Florida for Miami.
I was gonna say Miami.
Well, actually, it's worldwide because he's Mr. Worldwide, and we do live in a state called Worldwide.
Yeah, it really makes you think. While Ontario ranks the highest, Alberta is no stranger to welcoming out-of-this-world life forms. The world's first UFO landing pad was opened in 1967 in the town of St. Paul, almost 200 kilometers northeast of Edmonton.
All right. Not to be confused with our St. Paul. This
St.
is
Paul,
smaller, shittier St. Paul, but they have a UFO landing pad.
Right, which I think actually makes it better than our St. Paul.
Yeah.
Like by orders of magnitude. I don't to my knowledge, our St. Paul doesn't have a UFO landing pad.
Yeah, you know what pisses me off about St. Paul, Minneapolis? Let's get into it, and then we should probably move on to the next story. It's been recording for 45 fucking minutes.
Really? Well, half of that was unusable.
Yeah,
so.
But all right. People say it's so cool that Minneapolis and St. Paul have like the underground walkways in the winter. You know about this? You heard about this? You know about this? This is a new segment. It's called "You Know About This." You heard about this, Jason? You know about this? You heard about this? So it's like I had a roommate in college, like for one semester in college. He was from there, and basically what it is like in the winter, they're like in parts of the city because it gets so fucking cold. You can just walk underground.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have the subway.
That's pretty cool.
And you could take a whole ass fucking train underground. And either way, you gotta enter underground from above ground. So I don't know the difference.
No, excellent points. Excellent points. And can you get a chopped cheese in Minneapolis, St. Paul?
Probably not a very good one. Probably not a very reasonably priced one.
Wait, did I say Minneapolis, St. Paul? I meant St. Paul, Minnesota.
Well, it's also St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is also
well, no, but they're twin cities. It's called the Twin Cities.
Right.
Because they're one big city, kind of. It's two separate cities. Right.
That makes sense. What was that? Okay. It was built as part of, going back to the UFO landing pad, built as part of Canada's centennial celebrations. Landing pad is located next to the Tourist Information Center, which has record sightings dating back to the 90s.
Oh, that's not that old. I don't know why you said it that way.
30 years, yeah.
I was alive.
I don't know why they wrote it that way. Yeah.
For some of it.
All visitors from Earth or otherwise are welcome to this territory and to the sound of St.
Really?
St.
You want
to
be that vague about it? You're just gonna open the door for Space Hitler?
Just let him,
aka Trade-Off Joe.
Yeah. Right. Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
They could be showing up and they'll just come on in, eh? Yeah, we can't be doing that. The Borg.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just summarize as we go. 729 reported sightings in Alberta dating back to 1930, 5 so far in 2025. That's kind of impressive because we're only like 3 months in.
Yeah, it's more than one a month.
Most recent sighting was reported in Strathmore, about 50 kilometers east of Calgary in February. They saw a small white oval aerial craft zoomed down 2 feet with a neon green trail.
Ooh.
Town of Vulcan, located nearly 190 kilometers
Yeah.
Pardon
You're
my
trying
mistake.
to, I see this subtle enforcing of American values on the Canadian people.
I know. You're right. You're right. It's part of that. It's part of that racism.
Yeah.
That Swedish racism.
Would you call them? Would you call them the Swedes of the North? And I said Sweden's already North, and you said shut the fuck up, you Swede sympathizer.
And I said, yeah, right. That's
you Swede lover,
race traitor. 130 kilometers south of Calgary, another Alberta town showing its love for life beyond Earth. The town embraces its namesake with a Star Trek station that has floor-to-ceiling type space murals to feel like you've stepped into outer space.
Oh, man.
Vulcans, now here, just to be clear, Vulcans are a fictional type of extraterrestrial in the Star Trek universe.
Well, they're not fictional in the Star Trek universe. They're real in the Star Trek universe.
No,
they're fiction. They're a type. They could have said in the Star Trek universe. They made that more confusing. They're not fictional. Yeah. Pissing me off. You're pissing me off, CTV. You're on thin fucking ice.
I told you.
My Jufro is frozen out.
Folk. You got to watch them northern folk. Then the article goes into aliens exist, which, I don't think this fluff piece in CTV News is going to.
We've already answered it. Yes.
Conclusive.
Yeah. Let's avoid their propaganda.
But if you're unsure it closes with, if you're unsure if you witnessed a UFO, or maybe you wake up one morning and some of your cattle are missing, you can report it to the National UFO Reporting Center website. Now it says national, but this is in Canada, but also center is spelled the correct way. So I don't know if shouldn't it be international? I don't know.
I've never woken up with my cattle missing, but I've woken up with an erection, and I also have to pee, and I have to wait for the erection to go away to pee so I can aim properly. Is that the same? Is that aliens?
Right. I've woken up with a raging hog I didn't go to sleep with. Happy searching. If you ever do encounter an alien, you can always try to greet them in Vulcan with "live long and prosper."
Oh, they'll fucking kill you for that. That's racist.
That's exactly.
What's the next slide? And if you encounter a Chinese person, bow.
Yeah. Right. And if you encounter a German, run. Yeah. So no, that's pretty cool. Odd that the article focuses on the province with the second most chance of being abducted. That's a little weird. Yeah, I feel so. Maybe they're right. Is there some sort of Ontario, Alberta?
It's Ontarophobia, maybe, and I don't want to get involved.
Right. Canadian listeners, right?
Yeah, unless you're going to be a raging Ontarophobe.
Right, then keep that shit to yourself.
Because I don't care if you're from Ontario, Alberta, Manitoba, Quebec, Newfoundland, Labrador, Womanitoba,
Collie.
Collie.
The Collie Islands.
Brunswick, or...
Yep.
Did I say Alberta?
North Dakota. I'll just say it
Algorberta.
Algorberta. Very good. No, that's cool. Yeah.
The point is, we love the Canadians.
We do. Sorry, guys.
They're not our favorite ethnicity. They're not number one, but they're in the top 5. Mm-hmm. Canadians not an ethnicity, are they either? But
no, I don't think so.
Let's actually open this up. Is Canadian a race? Let's just devote the rest of the episode to that.
Sure. We'll call it. We need to give this segment like a catchier, fun name. Maybe we'll call it Race Science.
Race Science with the boys.
Race Science. Oh my God. Okay.
Do you need your Lipitor?
All right, we're gonna move along here. We got we got a couple more great stories, and I'd hate to have to cut.
I'd hate to too.
Next story comes from LBC. I don't know what that is. UK News.
Mm-hmm.
By Alice Paget.
Alice
Paget.
Well, Alice, take me through your storytelling wonderland.
This is a good one. Headline: British Airways pilot back in the skies after snorting drugs off women's breasts before flight.
Okay, so before flight, he wasn't at work. Technically,
well,
it was before work. Is it a crime to do cocaine before work just because your job is flying a plane with passengers on it? Is that in the UK or maybe internationally? Is that illegal?
Since it's the UK, I don't know, because we all have different laws, of course.
Yeah, in America, is that illegal?
I think the cocaine is legal, or illegal, excuse me. Adderall would have been fine if he had gotten drunk off of Jack and Diet Coke. I think that would be okay.
And also, like, can I just say, like, they're judging him a lot for, like, snorting cocaine off of this woman's breast. You don't know if there was a table around.
Right. He was just making do, you know. That's right.
If a woman was actually using the baby changing station in the bathroom, then you have to do cocaine off her tits. That's how it goes. Right. She has to let you use her tits for cocaine.
Improvise. That's right. Pilot Mike Beaton was sacked for snorting cocaine off of women's breasts in 2023.
Man, that's got to be the worst thing a guy with the last name Beaton could do to a woman.
That's right. British Airways drug tested and sacked the married dad of one when the incident was revealed. Beaton was partying in South Africa before.
Why do I find the phrase "married dad of one"? Because they can just say he's a dad. It's also weird to be like, they fired this married father, but like, no, they fired him for like doing cocaine at work.
Right. They didn't fire him because he had a kid.
Yeah. They're like, he fired this married dad right before the holidays. It's like, yes.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, and his poor little son is, you know.
His son's 36 years old.
Right. Beaton was partying in South Africa before he attempted to pilot the flight from Johannesburg to London. Quote, "I've been a very naughty boy," Beaton admitted to his flight attendant friend, the Sun reported.
All right, but let this be a lesson. Let's be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to our listeners. Your coworkers are not your friends.
Yeah, don't
say I've been a very naughty boy to your coworkers.
Right.
Say it to your direct reports, because they kind of have to listen to that.
Yes.
So get promoted, and then you could tell people below you at work how naughty you were. And if you're a CEO, you get to tell everybody how naughty you were.
That's exactly right. Yeah, if you're a CEO, you can make it a policy that you have to snort drugs off of a woman's breasts before flying.
But then who does the woman whose breasts they are snort the drugs off of? Because they have to pay her.
Right.
So who watches the Watchmen situation, isn't it?
And if it's just the one woman, that's a pretty important role in
presumably it's shift work. So is it that the first woman before her shift snorts her drugs off of the last woman's tits, and then she'll go in, and then the next shift kind of...
Oh, I
you see what I'm saying, right? Like, so each shift,
yeah.
The last person to snort coke off your tits is the person who's going to be getting coke snorted off of their tits for the rest of their shift.
Hard to say. No, this is...
These are the questions that keep me up at night.
Right. Well, this must be why people go to business school.
Yeah,
to figure out this shit.
That's what Warren Buffett does.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's Warren Buffett. BA were forced to cancel the flight, costing them around £93,000, according to the outlet.
93,000
pounds. That works out to like what, 17 million American dollars.
You know what else?
By today's
93,000 pounds. What is this? A movie about Jason's mom?
Oh, damn. I walked right into that one.
Really. She could do a little walking.
Oh, man.
Speaking of walked right into.
God damn you and having a dead mom. I can't fire
Yeah.
back.
No, you go back. You say like you talk about how skinny she is because she's a skeleton.
Well, I was gonna say walk right into that one, just like your mom's open grave.
Nah, it's closed. See, you got it. You're overthinking it.
Now the pilot is back in the cockpit, flying for air foreign carrier European cargo based in Bournemouth.
Okay, so he's only flying boxes now.
That's right.
So yeah, who gives a shit if you crash like some Amazon packages?
Mm-hmm.
You're not even going to lose the blue
usually,
chips.
No. Usually, the Civil Aviation Authority suspends a pilot's medical certificate if they have used drugs, and they assure that it would would only be reinstated if we were completely satisfied. An aviation source told the newspaper, quote, "I think it's disgusting that he was allowed to fly planes again after what he did.
And
the CAA should have banned him for life."
It is so disgusting. It is absolutely fucking disgusting to do cocaine off of a beautiful woman's breasts during a night of partying. She agrees to it and you agree to it. All right, like, yeah, you can't fly a plane after. That's bad.
No, don't fly it yet.
Boo,
yeah, that's the bad part.
Boo,
yeah.
Don't do that. I mean, look. All right, look. But at the same time, and I don't have a pilot's license, and I don't even drive. I live in the city.
No.
I would argue that of the drugs, I'm pretty fine with my pilot being a little coked up. I'll take a coked up, methed out, or I'll take a coked up or methed out pilot. Totally fine. They used to give military pilots meth, so I don't see what the issue is with this. I would be concerned if he was on a downer or if he was drinking.
Right, like was doing fentanyl or
And every pilot cheats on his wife, by the way. Like, every pilot cheats on his wife. We've talked about this. It's not even a joke. It's just a fact of life.
No, it's... the newspaper revealed his messages to a friend after the incident where he partied in a South African nightclub. Quote, "We all walk, stagger, back up to the hotel bar for one last one before bed. Welsh and one of these guys is getting on very well, but she's told him that I'm her boyfriend. A couple of drinks in the bar, bit of snogging. Then we're somehow all on our way to this dude's flat. Welsh has decided that I should actually be her boyfriend. Spanish has hooked up.
I'm sorry, where was he posting this?
Local lads. Messages, chat, text messages.
All right.
Or wait.
This guy has lost me a little
messages
bit.
to a friend.
This guy has lost me a little bit here because he's like on his phone the whole. This sounds like a fun night. He's on his phone the whole time. This is some real it's good narration though.
No, and I do. It has very frat, which again,
it has a frat tone, but I actually think that as a narrative writing style to draw you into his psyche as a character, it's pretty good. I'd read a novel by him.
Yeah. Quote, "Welsh has decided that I should actually be her boyfriend. Spanish is hooked up with one of the two local lads and is having her tits sucked on their sofa." Doesn't say tits, but that's what. T star S.
Okay.
I don't think it's tops.
Could be toes. Hope it's not toes.
That's true.
So he's sucking on her tits or doing cocaine off of them?
So far he is just sucking.
Man. Why would you? All right, you should do the cocaine off her tits before you suck on her tits because now they're wet. Cocaine's gonna clump.
Yeah, I don't know. Quote, "I've lost my shirt somewhere, and one of the local lads produces a plate with a few lines of coke. So then there's a debate about whose chest is the best to do a bump off of. That's the story of how I ended up snorting coke off a girl's tits in Joburg."
Man.
That should be the tagline of the show.
Listen.
Oh, no.
I think that British How I Met Your Mother does sound a lot better than the American version.
Yeah. Well, they don't pull any punches. The American version, didn't they use the euphemism of like a sandwich for marijuana?
I don't know. I
For
never
like
actually
smoking a
watched that
joint, they would
show.
talk about. Dude, I fucking hated that show. Like saw it incidentally a couple times. I like some of the people in it, but whatever. Okay. Well, he's flying again.
Good
So.
for him. You know what? Like, again, I stand by it. I'm fine with a coked out pilot. I would happily fly with a coked out pilot. I would arguably rather fly with a coked out pilot than a sober pilot.
How long does I've never done? How long does Coke last? Because this was all the night
Not
before.
that long. So number one, it's probably worn off. But also, like, if you're worried that it's going to wear off and then it's neutral, they have co-pilots. They could, they could do bump outs off the co-pilot's tits. The co-pilot does bumps off of his tits, and everything's flying the plane. And the plane flies itself. That's the other thing too. Is the plane? I've already said this. But the plane does fly itself.
Yeah. Now takeoff and landing, I don't know about.
Yeah, it's only what? That's like what? Yeah, so you should just get fucked up during the flight.
That's right. All right. Final story. Headline: Tasmania racing inquiry. Here's allegations. Horses given cocaine.
Man, very cocaine-heavy episode. Cocaine.
Yeah.
It's like Jason in the 90s.
And that's right.
Back when you were doing your Wall Street wheeling and dealing.
Had my hair slicked back, had gel.
Gelled back
Looked
hair.
like Gavin Newsom. Yeah.
Rockin' hot bod. Nipple ring.
Right.
You still have the nipple ring, but it's infected now.
Yeah, you don't want to see it.
Now it's gone gangrenous. Mm-hmm. I know, because I did coke off his tits before this episode.
Right, and it's dangling down by my belly button.
Yeah, it's
nasty. You don't want to see it.
You keep saying, "Well, this is what's going to happen to you when you turn 50," and I keep saying, "Jason, I really don't think it is. I think it's a you problem right now."
Yeah. No, well, you just wait. You keep letting randos do coke off your tits and see what they look like.
Yeah, you got to stop. You shouldn't do coke with Davy Jones.
Where are we at? Okay. Story comes to us from abcnet.au.
The Australian version.
Tasmania. That's right. Written by, sorry, I just scrolled past it, Jessica Moran. It says, headline, the tags underneath it by Jessica Moran, and then harness racing.
Harness racing. You're not racing the harnesses.
So the harness racing.
They call horse racing. No. It's harness racing,
huh? Harness racing is, it's horse racing, but the guy sits in like a little cart behind the horse.
So do they just like not tell them that cars are a thing now?
They do look mighty ridiculous.
Let me look at a picture of this. Can you actually share it?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me one sec. There's the button.
Oh, the horses. Oh, there's the harness racers.
There you go. Yeah.
Is this Ben-Hur? Isn't this a scene from Ben-Hur? No, they're running though. Say,
no, they're not. The horses are running.
Wait, no.
The people aren't. The people are. They're kind of like wire.
I see. They look weird.
They're sort of like wire carts that the jockeys like sit with their legs splayed out on.
You know who I think's going to win is that guy in the truck.
I think he has a good shot.
I don't know why they allow that.
No, that does seem unfair. It seems like if there's a truck racing in your harness race, the horses being on cocaine is probably the least of your concerns. That's right.
These horses look like they do cocaine. Look at the stare on that horse on the left. That is that you only see that look. No, top picture. Yeah. You only see that look, and then I'll stop talking about the pictures because I know a lot of people don't watch the video. But you only see that look in like Chelsea bottles,
yeah. I was going to say there's a certain soullessness or perhaps even rage. A parliamentary committee looking into the Tasmanian government's response to serious allegations within the harness racing industry has heard horses were given cocaine before race meets, and a participant was sent text messages instructing them to fix races. Well, none of this is good, even though this is a ridiculous
It's not
sport.
good. No.
The inquiry. Oh, sorry.
I was trying to turn off your screen share.
Oh, I'll do that. The inquiry, which is continuing, heard on Friday from a range of industry participants, as well as Taz Racing, the Department of Natural Resource and Environment, and Minister for Racing, Jane Howland.
Here's my question.
It's cool they have a minister for this shit. Yeah,
so,
please.
I'm not a vet. I'm not a veterinarian. But correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
A horse is bigger than the average person, right? Like, definitely bigger than me, because I'm just a little guy. I'm a skinny bitch
Generally
now.
speaking, yeah.
Like, even bigger than, like, a bigger person.
Bigger than me.
Bigger than you. Bigger than
people bigger than me.
Bigger than you. Yeah, like, who's bigger than you? Like,
Shaquille
O'Neal. Yeah. Your dad's bigger because he's older, and that's how that works, I think.
That's right. Yeah, it's just fixed. He's always bigger now. Yeah. No, horses are big. I think.
So meaning it probably takes a lot more cocaine to get a horse
lot
high.
of cocaine.
How much money is there in harness racing that amount of cocaine per horse is going to be worth it?
That's an excellent question.
Because you're giving your horse the monetary value of a horse worth of cocaine every race.
Right. I mean, I know...
cocaine's expensive. It's not cheap.
Are you... you're not, like...
a harness racer?
Being from... right. You probably could.
I've got a good build for it. I've got a jockey's build. The problem is I'm very afraid.
Yeah. I think if anything, you're too big. I think jockeys are smaller.
You're smaller than me?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they're just wee little
Man, those little fucking short-ass dweebs.
I know. Yeah. No, being... like growing up near Kentucky's like horse racing is real big.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a family thing as we'd go watch horse racing. You know. And in New York, don't they have one of the big Triple Crown races is that New York State?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay, no,
I remember like
I'm actually not a fan.
My only memory of horse racing is one time I was at dinner with my parents, and it was like in like a it was in like a country club, and it was during the Kentucky Derby, and they were like, "Wait, everyone's gonna watch the Kentucky Derby," and then they turned it on. You know what I found out? The Kentucky Derby is 30 fucking seconds, dude.
That's right.
What's the point?
It's 30 seconds. Well, it's 30 seconds of racing and 3 hours of like women's hats.
Right.
Because this is like a major cultural event. So people, they get all dolled up, and I think the hats are a big part. People drink mint juleps.
I like a mint julep. I do like a mint julep. I'll say that.
I think that's associated with the Kentucky Derby. So, yeah, I thought one of the Triple Crown. It doesn't matter.
We don't need to go into it. We're talking about these Australian harness horses, coked out, slim, thick.
Tasmanian. Yeah. But no, I agree. Like, I don't. That seems like it would be an awful lot of cocaine.
A lot of cocaine.
I don't know. Maybe it's easier, like, because cocaine, that's kind of a like equatorial drug, right? Like it's kind of a like tropical.
I think it costs a lot of money. I don't think it's Australian. I think you can grow.
Well, I don't think. But I'm saying.
So you think it's home? You think it's homegrown cocaine? You think it's organic coke?
Well, possibly.
I guess you wouldn't want to give your horse that.
Maybe they're like closer to regions that it's easier to grow than us, like in the United States, where we'd have to go to like South America. We'd have to go thousands of miles.
What we should
do?
I
don't know. What's that?
What if we did an episode where you bought cocaine in Denver, I bought cocaine here, and then we both flew to Australia, and bought cocaine there. We saw the price difference, and then if it was cheaper in Australia, we kind of shoved a bunch of the cocaine up both of our asses and flew back to America, and then sold the cocaine for a profit.
Yeah. I don't see any downside.
No, exactly.
At all. It's just all money.
Based on some of the poops I've taken, I could fit a lot in my butt. It's just a question of reversing the pipeline.
Told the committee a number of race participants to come forward to her since she first spoke out about the industry as a whistleblower in March of 2023. She said many people had reported serious issues and concerns to her.
Such as the horses are on cocaine.
Exactly. Quote, I was given information that Mr. Nathan Ford had applied cocaine sublingually, under the tongue, to horses prior to racing, which does improve performance. It does not say anything about amounts, but it can't be. It's got to be a decent amount.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of coke.
Yeah. I'm trying to summarize it because it's kind of long. Because the article assumes that you kind of give a shit about harness racing in New Zealand, which we do not.
Not really.
So we right. We don't really need to know that all the parties involved and the whereabouts and wherefores and let's see, to have a prominent fixing of the Bernie Cup, Burnie, which I guess is important. Yeah, now they're investigating. Yeah, this seems bad.
It's not good.
It's one thing. Yeah, it's one thing to do a rail off
a woman's tits. We've all done that.
Tits, like if it's all consensual, I can't imagine these horses consented. Frankly, I can't imagine these horses consented to being strapped onto these fucking ridiculous looking little carts.
Yeah, these little men.
And then to have to and
push these little guys around.
Men around
these weird little guys.
Right.
Do you think they at least let the horses do the cocaine off of a horse with big tits?
That would have been. It says sublingually, so I think they're just shoving it in the horse's mouth.
Oh, so you're just dipping a carrot in cocaine. So I'm picturing them just rolling a carrot around in a jar of cocaine and just feeding it to the horse.
Right. Yeah. Here you go, Dapples.
Dapples.
I don't know. That's the horse name that popped in my head. Yeah. No, this whole thing sucks.
This whole thing sucks. But, who can blame the horses or the pilot for doing cocaine at work?
Right. Please do not give your horse cocaine.
No, don't give your horse. Don't give most of your pets cocaine.
That's probably good
maybe
advice,
a goldfish. Yeah. See what happens.
I suspect that's not going to end well, but
it used to be a very tiny amount, just a single fleck of cocaine in the fish food.
Yeah, is that what they call it? Flecks of cocaine?
I think so.
Is that how you order it?
You order it by the fleck. I say I'll have 11 billion flecks of cocaine.
11,000, yeah. Man, I sound like a real nerd for that.
You are. You know what? I'm not even going to call you a nerd because I don't want to end this on bullying. I could bully you for being an aging, balding nerd. I'm not going to do that. Because at the end,
I'm not balding. I just my receding hairline.
So that's what. All right, so his hairline's hanging on. There's a takeaway from today. We can all remember his hairline's taken on, and we all are hanging on. Andrew Michaels Comedy, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, Blue Sky, Jason V. Strong, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. OnlyFans.
That's it. Billboards. Billboards on I-25.
Billboards on I-25.
The occasional
anti-Swedish screens.
Right. I was going to say, what the fuck do they call skywriting? The occasional skywriting message.
It would be really fun if you had the money to rent out skywriting planes and just go with a random man's name and a random woman's name and start writing out proposals every day and kind of see where the chips fall. It's not going to do something every day,
see what
but
happens.
when it does do something, it's big. At least the first time. Eventually, they know there's a guy who does that.
Right.
It'll be fun to do.
No, that's,
and you can follow us, Underworld News Tonight, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's also fun to do.
Blue Sky.
You know, we've talked a lot today, Jason. We've talked about Trader Joe's. We've talked about Canadian UFO abductions. We've talked about cocaine on flights. Is it good or bad? I think it's good. You think it's good. Doctors think it's good. So we all agree. We've talked about cocaine for horses, more ethically complicated.
Yeah.
What do we want to leave them on? What's a beautiful thread that ties it all together?
I mean, I think what we've learned today is it's probably okay to do cocaine off of again, with all parties consenting, cocaine off a woman's breasts at a Trader Joe's.
Right.
While you're in Alberta, while you're awaiting
I'm going to leave you on a thinker, Jason. I'm going to leave you on a thinker.
Okay, please.
I'm sure you're going to start answering it with your smarmy liberal ideas. But here we go.
Yes. Yeah.
If my cocaine falls on a woman's tits, and she's like, you can't do your cocaine off of my tits, is she now stealing my cocaine? Does she have to brush it into a baggie then? Otherwise, it's theft?
That's an excellent question. I don't know.